Hey, conference season now starts this week, and the Dogs are back home here looking ahead to a match against Utah State and Boise State on Thursday and Saturday. We're here with Jaimee-Lee Morrow, a junior outside hitter for the Dogs, and I'm going to take a few seconds to talk to her about off-the-court type life here. And I know you're also one of the team's farthest flung recruits here, coming from Morrow Bark, right? Morrow Bark, is that right?
Morrow Bark, yeah.
Australia there, it's in Melbourne there. So talk about how you became a Dog, the recruiting process.
Well, pretty much I just wanted to go to school in California because I heard that that's where the best volleyball is, which is correct. So I just shooted emails back to some coaches, and Lauren was one of the coaches that picked me up and flew me out here for my official visit, which was awesome, and I committed.
So compare Fresno to life there in Morrow Bark.
There's a lot of similarities and a lot of differences. Food's a huge difference. Volleyball's a huge difference too. It's a much higher level here. The people are pretty similar, so that's a good thing. Culture's pretty similar too.
The size of the city versus Fresno?
My hometown's pretty small, so not like country small, but it's not as large as Fresno is.
So adjusting from there to here, what's the biggest things for you have to face?
Probably just living on my own without my family and friends. That was a huge different thing to face. Also probably the food.
Yeah. I was asking one of the players what I should ask you about just things they might think is funny about you, and she goes, ask her if she rides her kangaroo to class.
I actually asked Lauren Albertson, my teammate, on my official visit. I was like, yeah, we ride a kangaroo to school, and she was like, really? And I was like, man, all my friends told me to ask you that, and they thought you'd say yes. So I trick everyone with that.
What are some of the other strange things people ask you about being from Australia?
Man, they asked me if I'm related to Keith Urban, or if I know Keith Urban, which absolutely not. And no, that's if I cook shrimp on the barbie, which doesn't really happen. So.
You have a reputation among your teammates as being one of the more, apt to laugh at anything in life. What are some of the funniest things or people that make you laugh on the team?
Pretty much Katie Pearson. She's probably one of the funniest people I've met, and she doesn't mean to be. She says some things that wouldn't really. She has to think about before she says them. One time she actually came on to court with 7 players on the court, which there was supposed to be 6, and decided to kick the ball, which we don't do, so that was pretty hilarious. And Zayna Bones is also just funny. Yeah,
that's awesome. So if people see you on campus, they often see you with your longboard. So describe kind of how you started basically riding a skateboard to class.
Well, I started because I live off campus, so I thought I'd either get a skateboard or a bike, and I've skateboarded all my life, so it's pretty fun too. It took a while to get used to, but I've got it now. Have
you always had a longboard?
I used to have the plain skateboard, and I changed to a longboard, which I like better. So,
yeah. So how far a trip is it?
It's about 15 to 20 minutes, a 2-mile trip. So.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it much faster one way versus the other way, or the same?
Yeah, going home seems faster because I'm not in a rush. I can just go downhill as well.
How's the traffic in the walkways as far as people being accommodating?
It's rough sometimes. Cars don't want to, stop and want to turn right on the red signal, which I'm not used to either. So yeah.
Any basically growing pains learning how to do that and getting to campus right off the bat?
Yeah, it was a little difficult, and I think my legs gotten a little stronger from it. But yeah.
I know there's now a huge presence down with the players in the team, social media-wise and tweeting and stuff. Yeah. So I know you're a frequent tweeter there. Is there some people you follow on Twitter? Yeah, I follow a lot of my friends from the States and their journeys and whatever they're facing. I follow a few comedy people. Like who?
I think Ellen DeGeneres is hilarious. Will Ferrell also. I think it's a parody, but it's still funny. Yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Talk about your classes you're taking right now, and which ones are your favorites?
I'm taking biomechanics, motor learning, athletic training, and public health environmental class online. My favorite so far is motor learning because of the teacher and because it's just really interesting to learn.
Have you been able to apply anything you've learned in class to actually life on the court?
Yeah, absolutely. Biomechanics I can really apply to the court, which is fun. Motor learning is also interesting to learn some of the things that you just don't really think about.
I know that in NCAA Division I volleyball is trying to add a new sport to the sport as far as sand and beach volleyball. Yeah. So I know you have a little bit of a background there. Talk about how you got started in that sport.
I started off just wanting to have fun, then got scouted for national talent identification when I was younger and played a few national beach tournaments, which was pretty high level. then led on to playing for my state team, and with my best friend we won the national championships at under-19s, which was awesome.
So what age did you start at?
I started when I was about 15, and yeah, still play every so often.
So how do you balance that practice schedule with the team schedule when you were growing up?
It was tough. I mean, I pretty much was playing volleyball 24/7, and it was pretty much my life, so yeah.
And what skills do you use differently versus one versus the other?
Well, I kind of play a lot of beach in my indoor. My nickname on the team is Trickster or Magician, because unlike the other girls, I have been blessed with huge muscles, so I have to be tricky. So that's probably, yeah.
Coaches always emphasize how important the serve and receive is in the team success here for Fresno State. I know this year you're on a career high serving percentage right now. You're over 0.20 per set aces in the season. So talk about what you're doing right this year compared to previous years.
This year I've been doing a lot of rehab and treatment on my shoulder, which has been a huge thing, and our trainers have been fabulous. I've got more range of motion in my shoulder, so that's causing me to whip my arm faster and get a lot more aces and a lot more power on my serve.
Are you like a pitcher in baseball? You actually have different types of serves you can make with different velocities and...
Yeah, absolutely. We have our short serve, and we also have our float serve, which is tends to be a little faster and generally just tends to just drop. And we also have a different kind of serve which Holly Franks sometimes does, which is our top spin, which I don't do, but it can be done.
So are you a jump float, or how do you serve?
Yeah, I jump float. I generally jump float deep, throw in a few shorts just to be a little tricky, but yeah.
So the jump float, it's kind of like a knuckleball, as far as it kind of dances a little bit as it comes towards the defender, right?
Yeah, you like kind of just go back and then you pop it, so it gives a bit more float.
And where do you aim for on the ball when you try to pop it?
Try and pop it on the middle, because it's more chance for you to hit it well.
Have you always been like a jump server?
I only started jump floating about a year before I came to college. I always top spin served for the national team actually, but changed to float because that's what I heard is better over here.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is it harder to do one versus the other?
It's harder to be consistent on the jumps, like the spin. Jump float is easy to be more consistent.
It's easier to keep in, then I assume too?
Yeah, exactly.
What about moving around the court to different people? Is it easier with the jump float?
Jump float definitely, yeah, because it's there's more chance of you to screw up with the toss on the jump serve. So jump float's definitely easier.
Well, that's great. Well, I look forward to seeing you on the court this week. Thursday, take on Utah State in the conference opener. 7 o'clock, if you wear pink, that means you get in free. It's free admission for pink night, for the breast cancer awareness night. Then Boise State follows on Saturday at 7 o'clock. So go Dogs.
Go Dogs.